Hello, humans. I am Dr. Chief Motherboard, a totally real robotics expert. I am definitely not AI.
Okay, yeah, Chip is definitely AI. And I'm the real me, controlling that AI character. The film you're about to see, including Chip and all the other visuals, were created with AI video tools, including Google VO3. Most of the audio is also AI, except for my narrations. So stick around to the end to see how we did it. And action.
Rise and shine, Joanna. It's 6:15 a.m. It's going to be a great day. Oh, you'll feel better after a workout. I've sanitized your sports bra.
Thank you.
I got the Optimax 5000 to make my life better. It has me waking up early,
Here's a tasty breakfast.
eating healthy, and working out harder than I ever thought I could.
Remember, Jane Fonda always said, go for the burn, sweat. Get that chin up. Is that all you got? Pick up the pace.
I'm with a lead engineer on the Optinax 5000 robots. We designed them to optimize workplace efficiency.
Here, some deep research for your presentation.
And the robots really got creative with that.
Time for your coffee IV drip.
Max really keeps me sharp at work.
Do you not know how to spell February? Put the R before you.
Though now that I think about it, he's not usually the nicest.
Pop music rots your brain.
He's really becoming a lot. And there's really only one place I go to get a break from him.
My privacy policy prevents bathroom entry. My ultra-sensitive microphones indicate you are not engaged in elimination activities.
Exhausting.
And looks like we have a malfunction or an internet issue streaming. But welcome, everybody. I think the video we'll stall out the video and get started. Let's be honest, 90% of the content you're posting right now is really wasted digital junk. Or it's like junk food. It's there, maybe a little entertaining, but it's not translating in it to any long-term benefit to you. And it's forgettable. Your audience is scrolling past it like a gas station hot dog at midnight because you know you're going to pay for the price the next day. So here's the kicker. The game has totally changed over the last 6 to 12 months. And it's about to blow your mind if it hasn't already and you've been following us already. Super excited about today's episode. Our workshop. Episodes are on Wednesday. Our workshop to show you how we actually apply everything that we taught on the Digital Advisor Weekly. And we're going to put it together and show you results, not just for us, but for you. And so we're going to go over that funnel and exactly how we've developed a funnel that allows you to stay off camera, and we can create content from a trained writer who can create a story arc that it helps people lean in, engage, be entertained, and in the way that we've redeveloped it creates much higher conversion rates because we've done it in a mini series, which gives you more opportunity to invite them to schedule a call to apply what you're teaching specifically to their specific concern or problem, rather than having to watch some generic retirement workshop or estate planning workshop. And as we break it, welcome Barry, Garth, Mary, sorry, just distracted by the chat. That's okay. That's the fun of being live. And if you have not watched the Digital Advisor weekly episode from Wednesday, I encourage you to go back and do that, because then today will make even more sense after you've watched Wednesday's half-hour broadcast. So, but I will go over the flow structure and what we're going to do, except that I'm going to show you samples of as we go along the way in the flow structure. And the best part is that we're not only going to show you how we do this, but if you want our team to do this for you, the most you'll ever have to do is create a few minutes of dynamic, clear, quality video clone. And then from there, we can create just about any broadcast series or workshop series that is entertaining and allows you to be the host. Now, a little bit of movie magic. AI keeps getting better and better. I don't think I would have done this even 60 days ago, but it's there, and it's just a matter of it's difficult to get it right in the beginning. As the technology gets better, it's going to be easier for anybody to be able to do this. So if you're creative, you're a marketer, and you want to do this on your own, take notes or watch the replay, and you can recreate what we do. But for most advisors who don't want to spend 10 hours a week in marketing or 20 hours a week in marketing, then we're going to show you how we can do this entirely automated and for you and your clients to fall in love with you. Why do I keep saying you? Because you are your brand. And if we don't showcase the best of you, your creativity, your personality, your beautiful face, and your expressions, well, then people won't get to like, know, and trust you, the brand. And so that's why we've redeveloped the workshop series the way that we have. And we're super excited about it because it's cut down 90% of the work that's required by the advisor or sales agent. So let's take a look at, well, first, let's talk about the problem. The problem has been over the last 10 years, the challenge is, one, there's no proven roadmap. We all have these shiny objects. We try this marketing campaign, and then we try that marketing campaign. It doesn't work the way that we want it to. It doesn't convert. I won't mention any names, but you buy leads. Oh, 20 leads a month for this price. But the leads are off of some generic ad, and the leads are being divided up amongst all the advisors who are paying for them with no specific affiliation to the advisor who's picking up the phone and trying to answer the call and answer the questions. And the person on the other line's never seen you, never met you, never listened to you. Well, of course, that's not going to convert as well as you'd like it to. If you're a really good salesman or a really good telemarketer, it works. But that's personality based. Not everybody has that personality. So the old roadmap is not working. There's only one that is, and that's workshops. So do you really want to spend money on paying for dinner for a bunch of people or an educational event? And you got to rent the facility, and then you've got to perfect your presentation, and all of that is time and money. And that is our biggest obstacle to financial and sales rep marketing and advertising, time and money, and perfecting a plan. And today we've taken that same concept, digitized it using AI, and improved the process because we've made it entertaining and educational so that we can outperform this stodgy old style educational workshop with an advisor and a whiteboard with his back turned, hopefully a mic on, trying to write out math equations on a board. So, and the final one is a lot of advisors just don't like public speaking, or they don't like being on a camera. So those are the obstacles. And if you've experienced any of those, you understand exactly what I'm talking about. And so how do we address that issue? Marie, let's let's put up, there we go. Yes, the 6 steps that we're going to go over today, showing you samples along the way. At the top of the funnel, it's that social media content creation. And with AI, this can be done for you, by one of our social media influencer characters, or fully animated and entertaining. Brian, did we get a copy of, I don't know if I can share it, the Barry, who showed up today, asked us to do a video reel of The Simpsons about taxes. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but if you can pull that up, because that's a perfect example of social media content creation, top of funnel video reel that's less than a minute and creates great engaging content. Marie's going to show you one here in just a moment that we used this week, but Barry's creative idea for The Simpsons to represent his script that he wanted to see come to life through animation was amazing. And Brian's our AI specialist, so he's the one who put it together as a sample. Like, everything today is a sample. Everything you're going to see today is something created by Brian and Marie. And I created the scripts, but they created the animation and the editing. And so, Brian, do you want to share screen and share that?
It'll be in. I'm dropping it in the media in the live right now.
Okay.
It'll be there in like 30 seconds.
All right, so we'll come back to that in just a second. Do you have any other social media examples that you want to be able to share?
Yeah, there are you can, Marie, if you want to pull up the one that says guilt-free spending, that's live, ready to go.
Ever felt guilty about spending money on yourself? I used to, until I created my guilt-free fund. What I do is every month I set aside a specific amount just for guilt-free spending. Now each purchase I make feels intentional, meaningful, and completely free from regret. And today's Money Clarity chat pairs beautifully with a refreshing unoaked Chardonnay from Australia's Margaret River. Perfect for celebrating clear, confident spending choices. Drop me a comment and let me know what tricks you have for guilt-free spending. Cheers for now.
Well, perfect example. Absolutely, totally AI. And instead of paying for wine at an expensive restaurant, you can just have someone talk about it on video reels on your page.
Yeah, so that would be a good example of a top of funnel, kind of that broad awareness, building an audience. That could be a real advisor. It could be an AI influencer, a total fictional character that attracts an audience. And we can run those as ads. That could be organic content. And the whole point would be either an indirect or a direct call to action at the end. It might be simple as leave a comment down below if it was a broad awareness campaign, or it could be click here to go watch a workshop. And we could run that as a paid ad. So the versatility is absolutely limitless.
And in this particular case, we're focusing on using that top of funnel content to promote your weekly broadcasting or podcasting, which then promotes your topic-based workshops, which then converts to appointments. And we're going to go through that, giving you a brief summary. Once we've created this, and let me know if the Simpsons
video is ready now.
Well, then top of funnel, create entertaining content that doesn't rely on the advisor or sales agent to get on camera. Here's another sample.
So let me get this straight. Your financial advisor only makes money when you make money, huh? Exactly. It's called alignment of incentives, Frank. We're a team, like Batman and Robin, only richer. Oh, please. That sounds like fake news. It's pure marketing fluff. My guy shows me the real numbers. He gets paid a commission once and doesn't bleed me dry for 1% every single year. Yeah, and I bet he disappears after the sale too, right? My guy's in the trenches every quarter, rebalancing, planning, and watching taxes. Get out of town. You lost 20 grand last year, and he still got paid. Sounds like you're rewarding him for failure. Markets go up and down, genius. What matters is strategy. And he's building a tax-free income plan so I don't retire broke and bitter, like someone I know.
Whatever. You keep believing your advisor's fairy tale. Mine showed me how to use life insurance to grow cash and not pay taxes. No 1% leeching.
Oh, yeah? And how much did he make off that policy, huh? I bet he didn't do it out of the kindness of his heart. My guy's better! Hey, if I wanted to listen to arguing over fees, I'll call my ex-wife's accountant. Some of us are trying to bowl here.
And, you know, all financial advisors charge fees in one form or another, right?
Being creative as advisors. The reason I wanted to show that to you because Barry gave us the idea and the content, and we just brought his idea to life just for fun to see what we could.
It was a ton of fun.
Yeah. So this is the creativity we want to start sparking in you. What ideas do you have that you can bring to life to take your education to the next level? Let's take your education and turn it into education.
And these are conversations that advisors are having all the time with their clients. So it's really easy to take those arguments and conversations and turn that into a fun story that you can, educate with.
That's right. And just like the video you just saw that's top of funnel, obviously we didn't add a CTA on it because Barry doesn't have a weekly show. So you can do just about anything with it to promote just about anything. We just happen to think that the best method is top of funnel, entertaining video, attention grabbing reels. Track your analytics, determine which ones are performing best, put paid advertising to boost the ones that are doing well, and then use those ads to drive traffic to a weekly long form public video like a broadcast or podcast. Make sure it's topic based. And then the call to action in that free content is, hey, if you want to learn specifically how to do what we just talked about in our weekly broadcast, then click on this link and you can sign up for a free workshop series. And I say series because we've been testing that a series, just like you would watch on Netflix, and sometimes it's so engaging, you may even marathon all the way through an entire season because
binge watch it.
Binge watching. You may binge it because if they're short and they're entertaining, not only does it make you want to click on the next episode, but it gives us 5 times more. If we do a series of 5, you have 5 times more likelihood because you can invite them to schedule a meeting with you 5 times. You're 5 times more likely to get them to opt in for that phone call, which is the ultimate goal for all of us as advisors and agents. So that's a brief overview. Brian just showed some social media top of funnel content. Was there any more before I move on to analytics, Brian?
The other one, Marie, Olivia Reyes.
If you can remember the name of your favorite Chardonnay but not your net worth, then girl, we've got work to do. You're a financial lioness. Start acting like one.
Awesome. So just different samples. And you see that was the same as the Chardonnay girl earlier. We're working on making that particular avatar a influencer on a certain topics, and then we can use that to drive traffic. We can do the same for you. Now, you need to know which of these pieces of content are actually translating into grabbing attention. So, Marie, if you can screen share and play one of our videos that promoted our weekly broadcast, and then the analytics from YouTube, so that we can take a look at what should people be looking for as far as results.
Missed last week's episode? The replays are now available. And don't forget to save a seat for this week's episode.
Okay. So now she's going to go over to the performance side. There we go. And then Marie, can you just give them a kind of a brief overview of analytics and what they can learn from the analytics?
So for the analytics side, you'd have to really check it every week. We do it weekly, so that you'll be able to know which ones have been performing really well, and you can duplicate that or replicate those kind of videos that have been doing well, so that you'll be able to really grow your audience and also your watch time and your engagement as well. So as you can see here, for the Lego video that we did, it has been just a few days and has had 2,000 plus views, and we had 6 subscribers out of that specific video. Most of the traffic came from the short feeds, so it's people who are scrolling through their shorts and have been able to discover these videos that we have done. So yeah,
Perfect.
those are the things that you have to take note of.
Awesome. Thanks, Marie. And Brian, once we've identified that this is a winning video, then the next step is that we're going to add a little bit of advertising on that. So can you quickly describe how we would boost that particular ad? Or that
yeah, well, I would also make a suggestion too, is if the content that's doing well, make more of it. Stop making videos of the ones that are short, but then with the ones that are doing well, we want to put those on Instagram and Facebook and the various platforms, even TikTok. We can run ads, and we push those out, and we can do 2 things. We can push it out as video views, which the algorithm is smart enough to know who's watching the video and who would like to watch the video, and the content's relevant. So it'll just go find an audience. You're basically shortcutting the algorithm and just pushing it out there with money. Then and then we can retarget those views with other ads. The other thing we can do is run that same ad or the video that's doing well and do it as a lead gen ad or a traffic ad. So traffic means that we're gonna have them click on a link to go to a web page. And if you don't know, Facebook ads have different objectives. So you can do video views, which just is finding an audience, traffic, which would be pushing them to a website, or you can do actual lead generation where people click on a ad and Facebook will automatically fill out their name, email, and phone number, and you get a notification that says, here's a lead. And then it's your responsibility to follow up on that lead and call them, because they are real people. Now, one thing about Facebook ads, if anyone's run Facebook ads, you often hear, oh, the leads suck. But that is more about the person on the other end following up. And you have literally like 1 minute to follow up with them, because what I found in the past is people that click on Facebook ads and for leads, they do it so naturally, they may have forgotten about it. So if you're getting back to them 24 hours later, they've moved on. So with what we have is automated leads capture systems inside of Better Automate that can automatically follow up with them, send them a text, send them a voicemail drop, send them an email, and you just like hound them until they pick up the phone.
We'll talk about that. I don't want to get.
I may be getting ahead of myself.
Way ahead of yourself, just because I need to get to all the time you spent yesterday on
let's watch
the workshop series, because it's the workshop series that's going to convert them into a lead, and that will solve that problem. Brian's spent over a decade in PPC, Facebook ads for product sales, and some other things, and then I challenged him with, hey, can we create an entire series, animated series, to eliminate boring workshops that don't convert? So
so we crammed 3 days worth of work into 48 hours.
Yes. So thank you for taking on the challenge, Brian, because you in creating these series are creating that instantaneous follow-up, because when they click on the ad and give their information, they immediately get what they wanted, which is they get access to the video series. It's like
the value. It's the value.
and it's like them signing up for a free Netflix account for 30 days.
Yeah.
That's the same type of behavior we're trying to recreate for you guys. One, you can direct the advertising to your broadcast first, and then from your broadcast to your miniseries, or you can do it the other way around, or you can do a combination of both. But the nice thing about your weekly content is it nurtures them. They may not be ready to jump to a full series or give up their information, but they may want to go watch a few samples of your content, your weekly content, then decide if they want to actually give up their contact information to watch a full series on a topic. Your weekly broadcast is an awareness video. Hey, are you aware of this problem? And are you aware of this solution? And if you'd like to learn more about it, click on this link, and we have an entire mini series dedicated to this solving this exact problem that we're talking about in the weekly episode. That's how it ties together.
And the weekly is great for building that relationship. You're just creating engagement with them. They're learning to like you, and they're learning to trust you.
That's right. And so most of what I wanted to everybody's freaked out about the Legos talking, and it sounds funny. I think the first person to say it was Allie, but my wife absolutely cannot stand small people, small characters, small, like when a Lego talks, that freaks her out, and she can't watch the movie. She cannot stand the Smurfs. She cannot stand Wizard of Oz and what do they call the little green people?
Munchkins.
Munchkins. All of that freaks her out. She can't watch Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So, Allie, I don't blame you. Some people just don't like certain characters. Okay, but we're here to talk about, most importantly, the thing I'm most excited about and that I almost killed Brian over. He's supposed to be heading to Hawaii tomorrow, and I just took him on a marathon of creating some samples for you guys today. Again, keep in mind, they're just samples. They were Brian.
Prototype, 1 minute prototype of a 30-minute video.
Correct. Yeah. So the content may not be correct as far as like math and everything else. We just wanted to show you a sample. The avatars still need to be perfected and trained better to get a more realistic host of the show. And that just is time. And we tried to do this really quickly. So it's really just getting you a taste of a starting point, and then understand that this can iterate into something so real that one of our previous episodes I showed to my wife, and she couldn't tell whether it was me or an avatar. So I know the technology's there. We just have to help you guys perfect your clone. But let's start off by watching a video of what our typical workshop or webinar has been like for 30 or 40 years in this industry, and realize how boring they are, how many have we seen, and how unique is the material. Marie, do you have that video sample we can show?
Hey, welcome back to the Your Financial EKG YouTube page. My name is Drew Blackston. I'm a certified retirement counselor, investment advisor representative, and I am your virtual financial advisor, helping you get to retirement, helping you get through retirement, and protecting your ability to stay in retirement. Now, I want to talk about today what retirement income is taxable. Let me say that again. What retirement income is taxable? But before we get into the exciting world of retirement taxes, make sure that if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, you hit the button below to subscribe. Smash the like button if you enjoy this content or you find it useful in your retirement journey. And also leave your questions, your comments, and yes, your sarcastic remarks below. I do read them all, and I try to respond to everyone. So let's get into it today. What retirement income is taxable? And we're going to start with the biggie, which is Social Security. Now, Social Security is a funky animal when it comes to taxes, and it's based on how you file your taxes, and it's based on how much provisional income you receive determines how much of your Social Security is used in the computation of your taxes. I know that sounds confusing, so let me break that down for you. We're going to look at the two most popular ways people file their taxes for Social Security. We're going to look at married filing jointly, and we're going to look at single file, okay? So if you're married filing jointly.
Okay. I let that play purposely to see if I could annoy and bore everybody, because that's how people feel when they watch this kind of content. Now, if I would
use exciting and tax strategy in the same sentence.
Exciting tax strategy. And if I would have let it go, he would have sat there and done computations of calculating Social Security. And it went on for 15 straight minutes with his back turned to the whiteboard as he's doing math and calculating somebody's theoretical Social Security. That's what we've been doing for 30, 40 years, guys. And that era needs to be over, and bringing in somebody outside of the industry who has who's not jailed in their mind about, oh, this is financial industry, we do it this way, and he's trying to think outside the box with me and give you guys an opportunity to grab attention, because nobody else is teaching the way that we're going to be able to show you how to create a series of content that is edutainment. So we're going to play the raw first round copy of a highlight of what's possible in teaching a video series. So if we can cue that up.
Federal taxes just got way more complicated. Again, the new big, beautiful bill just passed. And unless you read 800 pages for fun, you probably have no clue what it means for your wallet. The good news? You don't have to.
Hi, I'm Rob Sousa, and this is Retirement Frontline, the series where we break down the legislation, market shifts, and policy changes shaping your financial future. Today, we're looking at a sweeping new tax law that could change how much your family pays and how quickly you reach retirement. When new tax laws are passed, families are often left in the dark. What changed? What's gone? And most importantly, how does it affect your ability to save, invest, and retire securely? In this episode, we decode the details and trace the real-world impact through the lens of a middle-class family navigating these changes.
Meet the Johnsons, a typical American family. They just found out their old deductions are gone, new brackets are in, and their accountant, well, he is overworked and crying under a pile of paperwork.
I can't take it. It's just too much.
But don't worry. We'll show you exactly how the new changes work and what the Johnsons should do next.
Most people won't feel these changes until tax season hits their checking account, but the effects are bigger than just a refund. They determine what you keep, what you can invest, and how fast your retirement savings grow. And for many, these shifts could mean falling behind.
Let's walk through a real example using the new brackets, new credits, and yes, those mysterious phase-outs. Let's show you exactly how the new tax brackets and deductions work. So what changed in the new tax law? And what does it mean for the Johnsons? The standard deduction is higher and locked in. The child tax credit is now $2,500. Tax brackets stay the same, no increases. The Johnsons make $120,000 a year. We'll subtract the standard deduction, which is $29,200, leaving $90,800 in taxable income.
You've heard the headlines, but now let's make it real. To understand how the big, beautiful bill affects a working family, we built a simulation using a realistic profile. 2 teachers, married, 1 10-year-old child, earning $120,000 a year. Let's follow them into their CPA's office and watch as the new law is applied to their tax return.
Using the same tax brackets as last year, the Johnsons land mostly at the 12 to 22% ranges. Their blended rate is just under 14%. And then we apply the $2,500 child tax credit, bringing their total federal tax down to about $7,900.
You've now seen how the numbers play out.
but no one's financial picture is exactly the same. Your income, deductions, and retirement plans are unique. If you want a clear view of how this law impacts you and what smart moves to make, let's talk. We've partnered with experienced financial advisors who understand this legislation and can help you plan strategically. Click the link below and book your free discovery call, because understanding your taxes isn't just about this year. It's about protecting your long-term future.
Okay, now, all of those comments that I put up on the screen during the episode is absolutely correct. The avatar's voice to mouth movement is not correct, and that's because it wasn't trained enough. And that's why I prefaced and warned everybody that this was a first round clip, because it is expensive and time consuming for us to develop a piece of content. So we just wanted a sample of step one so you can see it, and then how we, and for the purpose of showing that you can create any animated content. And if you've perfected your clone, and that's the trick, it may take a few hours to perfect your clone, but once you do, the voice to lip movement to hand movement becomes undistinguishable. And I know that because I've tested it with my entire family. And once I perfected my other clone, we happened to choose a brand new clone of me in a different place. And it only had 2 minutes of video to learn my movements of my mouth and of my hands. And so, yes, there's still hallucinations there. That just tells us that that clone's not finished being trained. But once it is, it's going to be very accurate, and we can keep training it to where it's undistinguishable. So great point. And I don't want to be afraid to show everybody the process from beginning quality to advanced quality. We're going to show you samples of advanced quality in the coming weeks once we've perfected our first series. But the great thing is we could spend 100 hours developing that series, and then you perfect your clone, and then we could swap you into 100-hour series that we've created, but now you become the host. That's what's exciting. We develop the series, we test it, we test the conversions, we iterate, and perfect. And then once we have something that works, and it's a topic that works for you, we can swap you in as the host and replicate the same results with the same script.
And it also becomes evergreen.
Correct.
You make it once and you can use it forever.
And the beauty of that is that in Facebook advertising or any other platform, the person who gives their name and their email to watch your series on a niche topic is going to get instant gratification, because they're going to go right to the series as if they're on LinkedIn, and then be able to watch that first episode. And then it's going to take them through all 5 episodes with an invite to schedule an appointment in between each episode. This is the future of advertising and marketing in an industry that's going to be very slow to adopt. Well, you all know that this industry is the slowest to adopt technology and entertainment.
I heard something else very interesting too. Hollywood is not adopting this.
Mm-hmm.
So we all have first grab at this. You would think that Hollywood would take this and run with it, but they're not, because there's unions and there's labor issues and there's all this politics going around. So we get to be first for, once in a lifetime opportunity, first before major institutions start using this.
Absolutely. And the unique mix of talents of my wife, who's a writer and knows how to create a good story arc from episode to episode. Our ability to do analytics, Brian's ability to animate is going to be able to put together a product that we know already in initial testing is going to do better than any webinar I've seen so far, and as good or better than most workshop results that I've seen over a decade. So we're super excited about this technology. We just are showing you samples today as teasers, but let's play the same sample episode, but we swapped in a minimally trained Garth Hassel.
Federal taxes just got way more complicated. Again, the new Big Beautiful Bill just passed. And unless you read 800 pages for fun, you probably have no clue what it means for your wallet. The good news? You don't have to.
Hi, I'm Garth Hassel, and this is Retirement Frontline, the series where we break down the legislation, market shifts, and policy changes shaping your financial future. Today, we're looking at a sweeping new tax law that could change how much your family pays and how quickly you reach retirement. When new tax laws are passed, families are often left in the dark. What changed? What's gone? And most importantly, how does it affect your ability to save, invest, and retire securely? In this episode, we decode the details and trace the real-world impact through the lens of a middle-class family navigating these changes.
Meet the Johnsons, a typical American family. They just found out their old deductions are gone, new brackets are in, and their accountant, well, he is overworked and crying under a pile of paperwork.
I can't take it. It's just too much.
But don't worry. We'll show you exactly how the new changes work and what the Johnsons should do next.
Most people won't feel these changes until tax season hits their checking account. But the effects are bigger than just a refund. They determine what you keep, what you can invest, and how fast your retirement savings grow. And for many, these shifts could mean falling behind.
Let's walk through a real example using the new brackets, new credits, and yes, those mysterious phase-outs. Let's show you exactly how the new tax brackets and deductions work. So what changed in the new tax law? And what does it mean for the Johnsons? The standard deduction is higher and locked in. The child tax credit is now $2,500. Tax brackets stay the same. No increases. The Johnsons make $120,000 a year. We'll subtract the standard deduction, which is $29,200, leaving $90,800 in taxable income.
You've heard the headlines, but now let's make it real. To understand how the big, beautiful bill affects a working family, we built a simulation using a realistic profile. 2 teachers, married, 1 10-year-old child, earning $120,000 a year. Let's follow them into their CPA's office and watch as the new law is applied to their tax return.
Using the same tax brackets as last year, the Johnsons land mostly at the 12 to 22% ranges. Their blended rate is just under 14%. And then we apply the $2,500 child tax credit, bringing their total federal tax down to about $7,900.
You've now seen how the numbers play out, but no one's financial picture is exactly the same. Your income, deductions, and retirement plans are unique. If you want a clear view of how this law impacts you and what smart moves to make, let's talk. We've partnered with experienced financial advisors who understand this legislation and can help you plan strategically. Click the link below and book your free discovery call, because understanding your taxes isn't just about this year. It's about protecting your long-term future.
Okay. And I'm surprised in the first round nobody caught the math mistakes in the calculations. Somehow it went from 79,000 down to 7,900, which
that was my fault. It was a typo and it never got checked.
Remember, everybody, this is a first iteration. This isn't something that we would publish. This is just step midnight. Yeah, and it was late. And these are on untrained clones that haven't been perfected yet. If you keep training the clone, it will get better and better until you're satisfied with the output. But that's really on the client or the advisor to do. You have to sign up for a Hey Gen account. You do have to have the paid version for $29. And then you have to upload video I would suggest about 10 minutes of video. And during that video, make sure it gets you waist up with your hand movements. And when you're creating the video, I would simply, because the content doesn't matter, it's just trying to replicate your voice and your intonation, your hand movement, the way that you smile, say things, you gesture, the eye movement, all of it. And what I encourage you to do is like tell your life story or tell a story of when you were in high school, how did you get in the business? But whatever the story is, make sure that you go from being excited to slowing down and being very serious, to being angry, to laughing. If you can include all of those things in your training video, then your AI avatar is going to be more accurate.
And making eye contact too, right?
Yeah, and it does require that you keep constant eye contact with the camera, which is typically what every broadcaster has to learn how to do and is sometimes difficult. But if you do that, you'll get a good clone, and then you can retrain your clone in different outfits for different circumstances. Like Garth was sitting down, I was standing up. And those are different versions you can create of your own clone. The better you train, the better it gets. And just keep going until you're satisfied. If you can't get something that you're satisfied with after training it for 30 days, well, then maybe the technology is not there for you yet. It doesn't meet your expectations. And that's okay. You can use our perfected presentation with a pitch to you, or we even have some people using an animated host with your voice. And then it doesn't matter if the hands or the lip movement, if it's animated, people understand it's animated. So there's lots of different options that we can go with this for you and help you customize it to your standards. But the whole point is that once we perfect a piece of content, it can be used and repurposed for any advisor. But the problem we've had in the industry is everybody teaching taxes and retirement workshop has been advertised the same way. The presentation's pretty much the same thing. The content's not unique, and it's not entertaining at all. What we're trying to do now is personalize the advertising from the top of the funnel to the bottom of the funnel, all around the most important thing for the future of the financial industry, you. Because the only thing that is going to save your job from going away, because AI can probably suggest product, even retirement planning, even tax efficiency, with access to more information and more analytical capability than any of us will ever be able to do in the next few years. And I've seen that because I went to Future Proof Festival last year, and they had a competition between an AI and a real advisor without knowing who was which. And the AI outperformed, it was day trading, but the AI outperformed the advisor by about 9% in its returns. And people had no idea which was which. So that being said, if you are your brand, if we don't personalize, if you don't find personalized marketing and advertising to a personalized workshop with your face, likeness, voice, and personality, you're not going to get the conversions of people who fall in love with, they like you, they trust you, and they fall in love with your content. That's what we're working towards, and we think will be transformational in this industry. Real quick before we get to questions and anything else, yes, Felicia, we do help you with every step of the process if you'd like. And we can give you a link at the very end of today's broadcast if you'd like to talk about that. But Marie, let's go ahead and play just a fun little mix of the avatars we did have access to late last night when everybody was sleeping, and show you how we can do the host swap. Don't pay attention to the quality. It's just the ability to swap out advisors.
Hi, I'm Rob Sousa, and this is Retirement Frontline,
the series where we break down the legislation, market shifts, and policy changes shaping your financial future.
Today, we're looking at a sweeping new tax law that could change how much your family pays
and how quickly you reach retirement.
When new tax laws are passed, families are often left in the dark.
What changed?
What's gone?
And most importantly,
how does it affect
your ability to save,
invest,
and retire securely?
In this episode,
we decode the details and trace
the real-world impact
through the lens of a middle-class family,
navigating these changes.
Okay, there you go. So you can see how we have the capability. Again, though, none of those clones are fully trained yet, but we wanted to show you the capability of swap out. And that's what we're
pretty good. Those were still pretty good.
Yeah, and they were still pretty good. And the reality is, most people are noticing inconsistencies because you know the people that are in these videos if you've been a client of mine for a while. And so you can tell the difference on an untrained avatar. But the reality is most of the people who are going to come and watch these series are not going to, they're meeting you for the first time. And so they're not necessarily going to pick up, if you train it well enough, they're not going to pick up on the little subtle cues that make you realize it's not real. Or if you're afraid of it, just embrace it and tell them you're a clone.
Yeah, and I would argue that they don't even care.
Or they don't care.
Because they're there for the information.
Correct. Okay. So at this time, we're going to, I got 4 minutes for questions. And okay, so Felicia, instead of the avatar, why not just film the short clips? Oh, somebody beat me to it. That's a great question. And we've been waiting on advisors for 3 years because waiting on the advisor to create the video clips. If I showed you the video clips I have gotten, I would say half of them in the beginning, I'd rather show the clone than the video clips, because if they haven't figured out their quality of camera, they haven't lighting, microphone, and then write a good enough script that has a story arc with the elements to a strong close. And then they're not comfortable on camera, or they're doing the typical, because they're reading the script from behind the camera. And when you read, it starts to sound like you're reading a script because you haven't really memorized it or practicing it. It sounds more robotic than most of the AI clones. Now, I'm not criticizing anyone. What I'm saying is financial advisors are not trained in
actors.
Yeah, they're not actors. They're not Brock. So everyone who starts out for the first time is going to sound uncomfortable, robotic, reading scripts. And then it takes a while for you to get comfortable enough to where it sounds better than the clone would sound. So we're trying to provide alternatives. If you are good on camera and you're willing to take the time to record all of the clips and the entire series, then please go ahead and do that, because that is the most authentic. But what we found is that's only 5% of the people who follow through with taking the time to be able to do that, because 95% of the rest of you are too busy to try and tackle all of that and then do it on a weekly basis. It's like adding an extra 10 hours a week to your career, just to create regular content. So we're trying to help eliminate that roadblock for you. I'm going to take a chance here, Garth. With what GPT generated from photos of our pets along with detailed character descriptions. That's hilarious. My daughter created a short film of all her dogs and made real dogs at her rescue, made the mouth move, and she filled in animated voices to create a short film. I'll have to show that at some point in time. And it included our dogs as well. And it was hilarious. I could watch it another 10 times and be entertained. Garth has all the creative ideas. Yeah, other people saying being too busy. If you're not too busy and you can do it, Felicia, then I'll walk you through it. And if you give us the content, we'll help you put it together.
We love authentic content. Here's a shout out to one of our new advisors, Narina. She's posted one, maybe her second episode came out this week, but her promotions for her broadcast are reaching 50, 60, 70,000 views in the first 2 weeks of her posting. Why? Because she's really good on camera and it sounds natural, it's engaging, it's compelling. And so obviously she's getting a better result. Is that Narina? There we go. Can we show one of her videos? Oh, do we have sound? We may have to turn sound on or share and then turn sound on, but that's because I put her on the spot to actually play it. Looking for any other questions. Need to start on my Only Pets channel. Garth, I love it. Garth, I have an advisor who's teaching all of his financial strategies using only analogies with vegetables. And it's the most entertaining content. It just makes me laugh because I would have never, ever thought to explain things with vegetables, but it is entertaining as heck. So let's look at Narina's content. Oh, still don't have sound. That's okay. We don't need to hit the sound.
Investor or high income earner who feels like traditional financial advice doesn't quite fit your reality anymore, you're in the right place. But this is also for you. If you've spent years working hard, earning well, doing what you were told, saving, investing, following the rules, and still feel like you're missing something.
There you go. And if that does well, which hers are doing well, then we could boost that.
Truly wealthy. They don't just try to grow money. They protect it from taxes, lawsuits, banks, and even their own kids. Here are just a few strategies they're quietly using.
You see, she's always call to action. Go watch my longer form content. Go to YouTube. Go to YouTube. Go to YouTube. Now she could grab these reels. What's the? And I don't know if this is Instagram or is this YouTube. This is Instagram. So what's her largest views there, Marie? That's her first 12 videos ever. I can't see.
21,000.
21,000. This is like the last 3 weeks.
11,000, 16,000.
Yeah, I mean, this is free advertising. She's
Yeah.
not paying for this. This is just organic. She's got 1,000 followers. We started this account from 0 less than 30 days ago. Yeah. Looking at Advisor Marketing Hub and looking at the same style, like we did Legos. You can see
6,000, 16,000, on 17,000, 10,000,
26,000. Yeah. So
nice.
The problem is a lot of the video reels that we have been doing for you guys, we've cut out of your weekly broadcast. The problem with just cutting it out of your weekly broadcast is it doesn't allow us to make sure we have a hook, a middle, basically present the problem, a potential solution, and a CTA on the end, because it's just grabbing a sentence or two out of an entire broadcast. The clone will actually either record it yourself with that 4-step process that I've taught in the past, or we can pre-write those scripts and just use your AI avatar to make sure we're creating content every single day that follows that arc to make sure that it does translate and people do end up on your weekly broadcast. Okay, we're hitting the top of the hour. I don't see any additional questions. And so, Brian, thank you for all of the work that you put in. Marie, all the editing that you put in. This truly was a team putting this together. And if you're interested in learning more or having us do some more or create some content for you, feel free to reach out to us, advisormarketinghub.com. If you'd like to speak with me directly, go to schedule 15 minutes. Is that what it is? Schedule15minutes.com. And I'll jump on the phone with you and strategize with you or point you in the right direction. Whether you use our services or we point you in the direction of the tools we use, we just want to see you get out there, create great content, grabs attention, converts them into a follower who wants to then take your masterclass and then meet with you. So take that with you for your weekend, chew on it. Let's come up with some collaborative, creative ideas, and we'll see you next week. In the meantime, have a fantastic weekend.